going here?
I think it's definitely good. I think it's just a very good all-around draft. It's very much like what OG were playing yesterday. It's along the same vein. Like they want to get the early towers, they want to push certain key items on Sven and Shadow Fiend, and they want to go for Roche and end the game before the Alchemist become an issue. But actually looking at it, I don't think Alliance really have what it takes to defeat Shadow Fiend and Sven in the late game. So I would favour Navi's draft quite a bit in this game. But
Right,
maybe Loader can get up and roll.
In terms of lanes as well, is there certain pairings that Alliance are going to want to get against what Navi have here? We're going to see anything a little bit different?
They're going to want to get the Undying against the Sven, and they're going to want to have some heroes that can make sure the Undying doesn't zone out. Because if the Undying gets a really, really bad early game, he's going to find it extremely difficult to get anything done. Because Undying is completely focused on having his tune being effective, and also to just make sure the enemy laner is just having a nightmare with his spam decay. So if he isn't against Sven and he isn't backed up, then he could just see himself being irrelevant after maybe 10-15 minutes of this game.
Well, irrelevance, not going to be something that Sind is unfamiliar with, but we'll see how he does do in this game.
It's absolutely savage.
And,
so Nuts is Boots first Queen of Pain. Okay,
I mean, I like this. This is the Nuts squad. He's done this a few times before. He's going to be all over the map, shadow striking people, actually skilling the blink at level 1. So I guess, well, it's going to be interesting to see where he does go with that and hang around. Because he's going to have to find that XP for level 2 before he's able to be too much of a nuisance in the lanes. And it looks like Navi going to go pretty much for the lanes that we expected. And Lodo, of course, will be here. He's going to be on the mid lane this time, and as you said, backed up by the Bane. Should be pretty good against DSF, but Dendi is going to have the backup of Suneko on the Lina here.
Yeah, I'm quite interested to see how this middle lane is going to turn out, because there's a scenario in which Shadow Fiend gets too strong. If they get a single kill on this dual lane with like an LSA into raises, then it's going to be a nightmare for the Alchemist here on out. But I think early on this should be relatively even, I think. Because the Bane is just quite strong in these dual lane scenarios. Although Suneko is just spamming out these LSAs, so...
Yeah, I like this as well. I came into lane with that null tally. The build that we sometimes see on Banes, just so you can go for the max spam, do what you can to secure the room for Dendi to get the CS in. He's already taken a few brain stats from Ake. And he's looking salve up here as well. Light Strike is going to clip Ake again, and Ake is taking a fair bit here. He's coming into lane with 4 tangos there. Although he gets the spray down, now he's level 2 on this Alchemist.
Oh, there's a huge creep wave coming in for Dendi and Suneko, so they're going to have a bit of an XP advantage soon. And also, actually, Cinderen's getting quite a lot. He's getting the double wave in, he's not got the best yet, but he's farming a creep over that tower, so he's going to be okay now. Could expect to be roughly even with Sven for now, which is pretty good going.
Oh, Loader takes a light strike in, move it in with the right clicks. Not quite enough to bring this man down, so they're not going to follow through with any raises as of yet. How are our offlaners doing? As you said, Cinera finding a bit down bottom. Akmo top, he's level 2, but he's not doing too badly. As you said, he's managed to find level 3 already.
Yeah, because the Lina's just sitting middle, trying to make sure the Shadow Fiend has a good time. It's only a Dazzle zoning out the Undying, and to be honest, can't really do a very good job of it, because he doesn't have Poison Touch or anything like that, so he doesn't have any way to keep the Undying where he is.
Nuts! Okay! Eats a couple of raises to the face, still tries to go for the rune. He does get it, but ends up giving away first blood there to the side of Navi, and I don't think that was the definition of work.
Yeah, I think that's going to give Suneko his boots or whatever else he wants to buy, so he's going to be quite happy this game. Oh, Cinderin getting gone on bot. He's fine. Oh, still had a DD, so that was quite scary.
Oh, Loader. Got caught out by a light striking again, taking a lot of damage here from this Dendi Suneko. I guess this is the nice thing about the Undying pick this game. Against a team with Dazzle, where the enemy is going to be trying to group up most of the time to look for the heal bombs, you can pretty much essentially just use that to your own benefit and turn around and get the multi-man decays every time.
Yeah, I could see something happening down here now that he's level 4 with boots, and Nightstyle doesn't have boots. He could try and make sure this Dazzle has a miserable time. But I'm just looking at this middle lane, and now that Dendi's level 3, Loader has to be extremely careful. Okay, he's waiting for his bottle and a salve to come in so he can actually last it in this lane. Because now he's reduced to just throwing out acid sprays and hoping Dendi doesn't deny everything. And unfortunately Dendi is, because Dendi's Dendi.
Yeah, 13-7 at the moment, and he's certainly having a pretty good time in the mid lane. A lot of it thanks to the harassment of Snake at the start. Snake, I mean, he's also found himself level 3 as well. He's gone back to base to refuel. I guess the question will be, does Seneca need to return to the mid lane now, or can he leave Dendy to it and look for some action elsewhere?
And now that Shadow Fiend is high enough level, I think he can leave him to his own devices, but... Oh, they're giving a bottle refill for Dendy, so he's just keeping in the middle for that. So Seneca's got a smoke, so he could use this to go bot, trying to get a kill on this Undying, which would put Sven in a really good position and make it much harder for Undying to return to that lane. Or he could smoke up with Axmo, as he is doing, and try and get a kill on Loader, or maybe the support on top lane.
Yeah, Loader would be a nice
looking
kill.
for Loader.
Yeah.
Loader has booked it all the way to bot rune to meet up with Aki, so he might be safe from this.
Oh. He's going to put up the concoction here. Maybe
this is
they can
only
get themselves a
level
kill on
1
Dazzle. They've got Cinder in here as well, then Art Style. Corporating the three of them, gets off the Shallow Grave. Akmo gets the shards out. The Tombstone's been dropped by Sin. They're trying to turn us to Loader. Loader's kind of trapped. He doesn't really know where to go. The razors fly through, but the Soul Rip from Sin nearly saves him, but he doesn't do enough. He still goes down. Cinderin still trying to battle up, getting 3-man decay. The Stormhammer comes through. Cindy's got a lot of health at the moment, but it might not be enough. Looking for the body block. Ditcherod chasing this one down. 4 heroes on the side. They'll get the Ice Shard trap up. Cinderin tries to turn, but he'll end up going down as well. A second kill for the side of Navi there. So maybe trying to go a little bit too aggressive there with that concoction setup as Navi were ready with the turnaround.
Yeah, I think going for that kill on a Dazzle with those 3 heroes when you don't see where the Lina and the Tusk are on the map and it's just hit nighttime, I think I would be a bit hesitant to go for that, but it's quite unfortunate that they did that just at the same timing as that smoke gank from Navi. Okay, so Axmo's just going to walk into the jungle. They're walking in with Dendy. They're going to look for some stacks. They might find this hardcap stack. And Dendy's got the haste, so he can't be punished for doing this either.
Yeah, this would be very nice. And
they're going to get this.
Yeah. This is very painful for Loader. Then they'll stick around for it. Loader is coming back, and he does have Nuts rotating in as well. Can they punish this? That's the question. Loader, he's getting the punches through. Nuts blinks through, gets the Shadow Strike down on top. Dendy just stick around.
For this.
Yeah, he cleared out the majority of the stack in the concoction.
He's got the stun off.
He gets it onto Dendy. Dendy heading into the creep camp. Maybe thinking the deny. At the same time, there's a snowball for the rest of Alliance are moving in. They've got a Nightmare onto Dendy, setting this one up. Dendy's still got some time left on the haste rune. They'll drop the Doom. They want the kill. Dendy's trying to look to deny himself to the Utahs. Won't get it off. Ake will find the kill. And at the same time, they do end up losing Tusk as well in the mid lane. So they get the stacks, but they lose to... okay. Seneko, he managed to do it. He did deny the Tusk there. Tusk must have had a Shadow Strike in his backside, and Seneko got the deny. So only 1 kill there for Alliance, and Navi did get those stacks onto Dendy. And by the looks of it, I think he spent most of his gold before he went down.
I think that was actually worth it for Loader in that situation. Even though he lost the stack, he got time to farm middle. Shadow Fiend isn't going to be getting such an XP advantage because you have to share all that XP from the stack with Tusk.
Bottom laners again. Akbo, Cinderin did not expect that. Coming in with a wombo combo, the 3 of them finding themselves another kill, and it's now 4-1 on the board here. And Dendy's farm looking very nice, 32-11 on this SF, and just about to touch up onto the level 6. So I think Navi, would you say, are going to be happy with the way that this game is going, but at the same time, Alliance aren't going to be two-phased, because they have got the Alchemist.
This Alchemist isn't doing as well as they'd hoped, but he's going to go for the max acid spraying concoction with 1 point in Greevil's Greed, which was popularized by Miracle, I think. Nuss is just absorbing what he can on the bot lane here, because Dityaraz's out of mana, although they have a Mango, but it's enough for Nuts to feel safe, just kind of getting what he can. Cinderin and Ake just waiting behind him in case anything does happen. Dityaraz's gone for the max stun build instead of more points in cleave, so you won't see him retreating to the jungle at any point to give farm to Artstyle. They just want Dityaraz to be a zoning presence in this lane, so Alliance feel that they can only farm middle lane and top lane in their own jungle.
I'm talking about farming. Bulldog is getting quite a bit. He's level 7 at the moment on this Doom, you know, second highest in terms of CS. So he's found himself a lot of space and a lot of time to get the farm up. In terms of his build, he's got the phase boots. Is this going to be just coming for the drums next, or would you imagine to see a bigger item come out any earlier, like a Blink Dagger?
I would just expect to see the standard phase, drum, Vlads into whatever item he feels necessary, because after that the build splits out.
Stormhammer onto Sin, they'll follow through the shards. They just get the Tombstone out. Sin pops himself alive. Sorip as well. Sin's going to live. Gets himself out now. Maybe looking for a turnaround. They get a Shadow Strike out to Ditcherar. Lays down the Decay, but Sin a little bit too low to commit any more. And they haven't, of course, got level 6 on Nuts, so can't look for anything else. Top lane, well, Bulldog, he dropped the Doom onto Seneko. Seneko with the right clicks. Not going to be enough. Seneko trying to juke this one out. And he's going to juke him. Bulldog, he's gone the wrong way. Seneko might just live. And with Heartstyle, the Doom, it's not going to work out. Seneko lives. Now the charge won't quite clip him. The snowball might. They'll move it onto the Bulldog. They'll get themselves the stun. They're trying to get themselves close enough to do anything. But there's not enough mana on Seneko. So Seneko does end up living, but at the same time, the rotation from Navi unable to find the kill onto Bulldog.
I think Bulldog's okay expending these dooms because he just got LSA'd there, so I think that was just a doom to ensure that he survived, and also to get the Lina out of top lane, because he's not actually going to be killing the Shadow Fiend or Sven anytime soon. So I think it's okay to use them like this. But Shadow Fiend is getting more and more farmed. He's bottle crowing right now. He's pushing out the middle wave and is going to resume farming the jungle. Dira is just kind of sitting across from Nuts, just having to watch him farm because he's a Sven. Unfortunately, he can't do that much to a got.
And Nuts, of course, very close to that level 6 here in this lane. This wave should do it. Sentinel's coming back in as well. Seneko is there. And talking about level 6, he has got that Laguna ready and waiting to go. So if he can get a Stormhammer into a Light Strike, they should have the burst here. The control, is it going to be enough with the Laguna? One more slap, it will be. They'll get the kill onto Sin. Now look for Nuts. Nuts, you got to get yourself the hell out of it. The damage been a lot. There's a concoction from Loader. Will throw out to Ditchera, but this man, maybe a little bit tanky, too tanky to try and go to work on. Loader will pop the Chemical Rage and move in, but he's not going to be able to do anything here. Actually gets caught out by the stuns. The regen should be enough to stop the side of Navi trying to go for any more here. And Bulldog's actually come down as well, and he has got the Doom back online. Meanwhile, though, mid lane, Indian Artstyle looking to take a tower.
Yeah, and Bulldog's just making himself available for any fight that may occur on bot or middle lane. He's wrapping around now, so they're TPing in the Undying. They're keeping the sleep on either Artstyle or Dendi.
Oh, so they got the control though. The Tombstone comes down, now Bulldog comes in, he wants the easy kill, drops the Doom onto Artstyle and he'll get it. Artstyle's going to go be down and out for the count. The shards, the TP in from Akmo, looking for the turn, the shards won't catch, the snowball incredibly deep here. Ake turning around the right click, so get the level death off, and Akmo's got to run. The Tombstone finally gets taken down, the brain stab from Ake does end up finishing off the kill. Now Lodi gets the concoction off onto Ditcher, Dundee just clearing it out with the razors. Well, Navi losing 2 in the mid lane, and Alliance coming out on top.
So I think this game is going to go for a Sanj into a Sanj and Yasha, and Dira seems to probably be going for maybe a faster blink, I'd say, or it could be a similar level to what Dendi's going for. Seneko is quite content with his mana boots, and he's just going to be buying wards for now to let this Dazzle kind of catch up and farm, because they're giving him the bot lane right now.
Yeah, towards the top lane. Seneko and Ditchera are looking to try and find someone. They've got the Laguna back off cooldown. Doom's fairly tanky, but if they can catch him before he gets the Scorched Earth off, they might be able to get it. Just get the Earth off. Is the regen going to be enough? Not with the God Strike, surely. Not with the Light Strike Array as well. Maybe it is. Nearly. Oh, not quite enough. And they do get themselves the kill. Bulldog won't be able to walk that one off. And another kill here for Ditcheran. He's been very active on this Sven. He's been involved in 4 of the 6 kills. And let's have a look at the net worth, in fact. How is he doing? 1k, so a little bit behind Dendi and Loader, but still having a pretty good start here on this Sven.
Yeah, I'm just looking at what Alliance are doing. Okay, they're getting the Solar Crest up on Loader, and they're going to be relying on him to pretty much use his single target DPS to bring down either Shadow Fiend or Sven in these fights. If Sven has time to get off this Warcry, which he's now getting more points into, the Alchemist's damage is going to be almost minimal, because this is a plus 20 armor to all heroes near him. And they've got Dazzle, they've got Tusk to protect people who get Alk stun. I just think that Stoom needs to be more farmed than he is.
Artstyle is very much alone here. There's TPs coming through. He does get the weave down onto 2. Now Akbar, in fact, with the snowball moving onto Nuts. Bulldog is there. They'll get the punch off. And with the heal bomb as well, they've taken down Nuts on the quad. Artstyle gets the grave off onto himself. He's going to TP out. He's going to get doomed as well. We'll go back to base, but he's probably still going to, and he does. They get a concoction off onto Akbar. They find themselves a second kill Alliance. Again, they lose Nuts on the quad, but they find themselves 2 kills in return. And a trade that they'll be happy with, especially if they find the room here to take this tier 1. Meanwhile, though, mid lane, Dendi with the double damage. He's looking for a tier 1 of his own. The fortification will come out. Ditchera hiding in the sidelines, ready and waiting with a Stormhammer if anyone comes to defend. That's not going to be the case, though. They will take that. In fact, you do not want to TP here. I was going to say, you want to cancel that one, Loader. Bottom lane. Actually going to send some TPs down, so Alliance were unable to find the tower, and Navi wants to fight. Dendi with this double damage, trying to rip through Bulldog. He's looking to walk it around, juke it through, but the damage is too much. The light strike and the right clicks with this double damage SF end up taking down Bulldog on the Doom. So, all in all, even though it started off as a 2-for-1, the fact that Navi get a tower, Alliance don't, and then Alliance also give up their solo safe laner, means that Navi are going to be happy with coming out on top.
Yeah, Shadowfiend's getting closer and closer to his Sanjin Yasha. Sven's picked up his helm with the Dom, and he's going to start farming faster and faster. He's starting to get these ancient stacks up, and he's going to hope that Alchemist doesn't decide to wander over and take that, but the creep's going to be there, so he'll know. I think Navi are pretty happy just to sit and 5-man these towers for now, because they're just going to force the Alchemist to be here just to defend these towers, so they know that they're going to be farming at least as much as he is.
And Dendi's looking very impressive at the moment.
Oh, there might be a grip. Yeah, there's a grip onto Axmo in the river. I think he's pretty dead. Oh, not using the quad ulti. Yeah, he's just dead.
And they'll find that. Meanwhile, the rest of Navi are still going for the push. They don't care that they've lost a hero. They'll commit for the tower. Now they'll actually turn down the river here in Alliance. It doesn't look like they want to stick around for this fight. They'll get themselves away to the high ground. Maybe seeing if they can do anything on the rebuttal, but it's just going to be taking down the tombstone here for the side of Navi, and Alliance just splitting up and trying to get the most they can from this map after that pick-off. And I guess at the most that pick-off meaning that Navi aren't going to look for anything else straight away.
I'm just looking to see how wealthy these Alliance supports are, because there's going to be a Glimmer Cape up on Lena, so killing people without detection is going to be quite a bit more difficult from here on out. Quab's doing quite well in terms of money, so she's going to be fine buying these detection items. So it wouldn't be too much of an issue. I'd like to think a 4-staff after this Glimmer Cape would be good for Seneko. And Artstyle doesn't really have an option of thinking about such things, he's just happy with his mana boots.
Indeed, just picking up the smokes as well. Getting ready for Navi to look for more of these plays. They're still 8 for 6 at this point.
If you look at Axmo, he's really not doing so well if you look at his... Actually, if you look at the last tiny game he played where he had a really bad start, I don't think it's quite as bad as that, but he's not playing tiny this time, so he doesn't have such a good way to recover into the late game. So he needs to get stuff done in these next 5 to 10 minutes, otherwise he's going to feel quite lackluster.
Dendi's pushing him very aggressively here in the mid lane. He's got full 1 charges, and he has got the backup of the team. They've got Nuts on the sideline here. Just counting out Ditcher rather with the illusions. Navi still standing strong. Level 11 now on Dendi in the full S and Y. Bulldog, he's got those drums complete. Loader, how's he doing on top of the Solar Crest? 1200 gold at the moment. On top of the Treads and Solar.
All these pushes means that Loader has to be here the whole time. He had similar net worth. I think he was about maybe 500 to 1000 above the Shadow Fiend 5 minutes ago. And now Shadow Fiend is just soaring ahead with his tower gold, and he's farming all these creep waves when he's pushing, and Loader is barely getting any of it. Alliance
trying to do something here with the smoke. They smoked up behind the tier 2. They're looking to lead straight in. The tombstone's being dropped here in the jungle. They're trying to take it down straight away. Navi to get the wall crop. The Doom, everything thrown out to Dendi. The Sonic Wave as well. There'll be a snowball across. Now they're looking for the turn, but then the side Navi, they're falling low. They've already lost 2. Dendi's still trying to fight here and to get the Glimmer Cape, but they get the Fiend's grip off. Dendi to drop as well. Bulldog with a triple kill. Akmo the only one to survive, and that was a beautiful smoke from the side of Alliance. We saw them do it earlier. They smoked up whilst I believe it was just Loader revealing himself at the tier 2. They went for the full wraparound, dropped the tombstone. Navi try and take it down, but they're there, and the huge Doom as well, just focusing everything down on Dendi, realizing that he is the one that's going to be doing the majority of the damage in these fights.
Yeah, they set up that fight off with an immediate Doom on Dendi, so couldn't even think of Requieming. Pop, and got a 3-man ulti with a 4-man scream or something like that. Sven is... Okay, let's see what's happening.
Yeah, they're trying to go for something in on the back of it. Maybe they can find a kill onto Cinder, and they're moving on to Sin, but there's 4 heroes in. Akmo, he has gone in a little bit too deep. And Bulldog chasing him down. Cinder getting low. Cinder, will he live? Yes, he will. He survives. They're getting themselves another kill, and Navi don't find anything with that immediate kind of reaction. It looks like they tried to go onto Nuts.
Against Dendi.
Oh, he got
just sat off and got a tower.
Okay, 11 for 8. And off the back of that really good fight, Alliance is certainly closing the gap. We'll have a look at the graph. I imagine it swung round, and it certainly has. It was 4k for Navi. Now it's over in the realm of Alliance, but it is still fairly early days.
Here we go.
And still very close.
Pull himself back up with his ancient stack. He is going to become rich. Well, relatively. Oh, he's having trouble actually. He's getting a bit low. He might need to kite these out.
I mean, would you imagine this is going to be the blink gold here for the man?
The Sven.
Yeah,
I think he wants to get an S and Y or something like that beforehand. So he has a little bit of stuff to move around in these fights, because he couldn't do anything. He was just running at like 300 movement speed, getting slowed by tombstone zombies, just getting hit down by the Alchemist and Doom. So he really had nothing that he could do with these items currently. And Blink would just, unless like they got a perfect stun on multiple people, they wouldn't really solve the problem. So he just needs to have bit more substance to this hero currently. So let's see what he goes for. Expect to see a sound share. There we go.
Bang on, Ryan. Absolutely bang on. Over to Alchemist Loader. He decided to go for the Maelstrom here. So for the full fighting build, do you agree that that's the way to go this game?
I think so. I think it's. I would say I'd rather see like an S and Y before a Maelstrom, because farming rate really isn't that different because you've already got acid spray, and I don't see any benefit for the Maelstrom rather than the S and Y, because he's going to get hit, and with Maelstrom he's extremely squishy even with the Solar Crest because his HP is just so low. He's got 1.1k HP, so if a Requiem goes off anywhere near him, he might just go splat. Although, okay, Admiral Bulldog went for the Blink Dagger before the Vlads, so he wants to really make sure this SF doesn't get that Requiem off.
I was going to say, in these fights, is pretty much your Bulldog's looking out for every time, just to get straight onto damage.
I would say so. Or I think he might be content going for the Dazzle, or maybe the Tusk in some situations, but I think Shadow Fiend is the one that can reliably do the most damage.
Double damage, and they're going to try and go for Roshan here.
They're pinging it out.
I mean,
they're smoked up.
Yeah. Alliance are going to want to do something about this, but Roshan is dying very quickly. They need to get themselves in. It's gone. Navi get it. They take it. They take the roast. They take the Aegis. They still want to try and fight though. They're moving in. And now here comes Bulldog. He drops the Doom. On to take the Sonic Wave. He's huge. Clapping the wall. They'll get the punch out. Sidra and the mech is being popped. And they're still fighting. Nuts moving in. Denny's going to drop. He does have the Aegis. But look at this. The damage coming out with the Sped is not quite enough. They'll take down Ditchera before he can get the kills. They've found two. And now the feed script from Ake onto Denny. They've got the concoction as well. They're going to be able to find himself a fourth double kill for Loader. The only one getting away Artstyle, and he might not have that nuts. He's thinking about chasing this. He's got a blink and he has got the stream. He wants to try and get this kill. There's no grave here for 10 seconds. This could be a full team wipe, and it will be. He'll pop the heal, but almost certainly Bulldog should be able to get this. He's moving close. The Shadow Strike take down. Nuts goes into the glory, and he gets it. Dominating streak. A team wipe against Navi. And Alliance, they jump in after Roche has been taken, after the Aegis is on Dendi, and they still take the fight absolutely cleanly, right?
Yeah, they just couldn't deal with the Tombstone on the high ground. They had no way of dealing with it, so they're all getting slowed. And Dendi was sitting in the pit, and he was like, I can get my Requiem off, they don't see me. And Bulldog was like, no, he just blinked straight in, Doom on SF doesn't get a Requiem off. And it would have been a fantastic Requiem in that close space, and it might have been the fight in the river, but it just wasn't to be. And then Sven is trying to kill the Undying as well as the Bane, but he just couldn't hit fast enough, because he's just sitting here with his Sange and Treads. So, with his only XP being Treads, I don't see a way that he can actually kill heroes currently. He needs this SMY, he needs a blink so he can get onto the heroes that he can actually kill, which are probably the Queen of Pain and the Bane. But the Bane now has a Glimmer Cape, so that might be a bit more difficult.
It was a pretty horrendous fight there for Navi, as we saw. That was the Ditchera. He did a bit of damage. He got some heroes very close to dropping, but the fact that they've got Cinder with a mechanism, you got 3 heroes that I believe have pretty much full 1 charges. It's just too much for Navi to try and deal with at this point.
Actually, in that fight, they didn't even have the mech, so he wasn't able to kill people when they didn't have the mech. But now they did.
Didn't they?
I don't think so. I think. Oh, maybe. I didn't. Oh, maybe they did. Sorry. Denny's finished up his Sunken Yasha. Lena's going for a Shadow Blade now instead of Glimmer Cape, so she's going to be trying to go for pickoffs.
See if Navi finds something. Yeah, they could try and get something with this Shadow Blade, Seneko on the S-Blade. Okay. Got the Glimmer Cape. Do they have detection? No.
No detection.
No detection, and they might... Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Okay, it's going to be fine, Ditchera. The Alliance is moving in. They want to fight here. You need to get out, Navi. Fiend's grip straight away to Seneko. Bulldog, you've got the Doom onto Ditchera. The Sonic Wave actually clips both. Beautiful Sonic Wave there from Nuts. They like Moan, look for the TP out. Bulldog trying to look for the cancel. Won't quite even find the vision there for the level death, but they do get Ditchera. Double kill for Nuts. Beautiful Doom usage again from the Donga. Straight in onto the Sven. And Nuts with pretty much one of the longest range Sonic Waves I've seen, clipping someone on the close range and someone right back in the lane as well. A very nice fight again from Alliance.
Nuts is doing really, really well this game. If you look on the network, he's trailing the Sven by 100. And he's getting closer to his Ags if he wants to get it. He decided to go for the Yules before finishing it up, because he feels that he's at risk of dying in these fights. And he can also cancel the Requiem and things like that. So even if Shadow Fiend isn't doomed, it's still hard for him to get it off. Then he's actually going to finish up his BKB now, so he's going to... Well, he's going to start it at least. He's going to try and farm for the next few minutes. Hope that they don't get dragged into a fight.
At this point, definitely the side of Alliance in the driving seat. You can see on the graph, it's coming up to that 7.5k lead in terms of gold. XP as well, it's a similar story. So Navi, they're gonna need something big. And as you said, it may be just waiting for the Shadow Fiend timing before they look to fight again.
They're just not getting any of their nuke damage off on Loader because they've been completely preoccupied with the Tombstone, the Cop, and the Doom. So Alchemist is just able to hit people through the entire fight, and no one's able to focus him. And he's getting away with the Solar Crest Mjolnir, so he's just sitting on 1.28k HP. He hits really fast and quite hard.
To try, I'm just going to clean up another stack here. Just a bit more gold. That is the full S and Y, so I'll have a little less trouble with all the kiting that Alliance have been doing, but at the same time, it just doesn't feel like a nice game to play as a Sven when you're behind against this lineup.
Yeah, it really doesn't. I think if they were ahead, it would be very, very nice for him because he could just choose his targets at will and just instantly kill people. But now everyone's just a bit too tanky for him to kill in the Sven stun. He's just not really happy with the state of affairs. Okay, so Axmo going to be pushing the top lane. I'm not very good at saying his name. He's going for a mech, I believe. He's got his recipe. Oh, there's a Doom off onto Dendy.
See if they can follow this trick. They've got the shards to try and hold back Bulldog, but it's not actually going to hold him. They won't let to dive anymore, so Dendy will be able to walk this Doom off. He's just life stealing up through it, keeping himself alive. Nuts does get the Shadow Strike onto Artstar. Alliance, they're wondering whether they should move in. They're all here ready to go. At the same time, Navi questioning whether they want to commit to this one. They're actually going to smoke up, and I like this as well. They know that the Doom's down, the Weave's been popped. They're going to start stacking up that armor. If they can try and fight Alliance at this point, it's going to be pretty huge for them. Alliance, they are grouped up towards the mid. Let's see if Navi can get this wrap around. The Requiem, they've got everything ready and waiting to go. They've just got to try and get themselves in the right position to take this fight. All the ults are available. Weave is unfortunately going to come off them now, so they're not going to have that benefit going into this one, but they'll almost certainly still try and look for something. And here we have it, moving around towards the Ancients. Alliance, they're hanging about. Dendy on the front lines. Now gets scouted out. They're going to move in with a war cry, trying to go straight onto Cinder and a lot of hate. Cinder gets the tombstone down. Loader, he's been kicked up. He's going to be fine. Gets the conquest off. And now he's going to be going to work onto Seneko here. And the Fiend's grip onto Ditchera. They've found one. They're looking to find two as well, and they'll get it. No, the Shallow Grave coming out from Artstar. Artstar, but he gets Screamer playing down by Nuts. There'll be a nightmare. Ditchera's going to go down as well. Double kill for Loader. And now Dendy, he's on his own. Akmo's bailing as well. They get a Shadow Strike. Dendy to fall. Double kill for Nuts. Akmo looking for the TP. He will be able to get out, but again, it's only the Tusk escaping. Cinderin does end up giving his life, but again, he got the Tombstone out before he went down. And Alliance take another huge fight again, and it's 22-9. Everything's working out for Alliance, right?
It really is. Okay, in that fight, Loader got away with the imposter. So the fact that Navi just didn't bring any detection to kill Loader apart from some sentries on Dazzle which weren't placed meant that as soon as he got Glimmer Caped, when Sven stunned him, they were like, oh, we can kill the Alchemist, and they focused him with Lina and Sven, and then they just couldn't do anything when the Glimmer Cape was popped. So then Loader's just sitting there, he just walks off a bit afterwards, you get the grip on Sven, and because Minuts and Cinderin were just running off into the river by themselves, forcing Dendy and Akmo to trace them, there was nothing that they could do to intervene with the Sven just getting gripped and killed. So this complete splitting up of the fight just enabled Alliance to take the fight at their own pace and manage to kill the Sven, then kill the Shadow Fiend, just take out everyone one by one.
Loader now, closing in on the BKB, 600 gold to go, and that Miracle Hammer. And for the side of Navi, we've pretty much seen the last three team fights just go horribly against them. What kind of items can we wait to see him pick up that might allow him to change it? I guess as we've said before, Dendy with his BKB, which is only a few hundred gold away, but I'm still looking at this Ben, and he's picking up another good club. I guess he's going to try and go for the BKB himself, but he's still a way off here, Ditchera.
Yeah, they're both just going to go for the BKB and hope that the reduced damage and the lack of slows, things like that, is just going to make sure that they can actually get their damage out. But I think that they're going to have massive issues already, because they don't feel comfortable pushing towers. They don't feel comfortable fight manning, and they definitely don't feel comfortable going for Roche. And they need to do all of these things to win a game against Alliance's lineup. And Alchemist is getting further and further ahead. I believe, yeah, he's got his BKB now, so the Requiem, even if it does go off, is going to affect him minimally. So I think that their win condition and their window to win this game is just growing smaller and smaller as time goes on. Dendy's going to finish up his BKB now, so although he doesn't have a TP, so he just needs to maybe farm the Ancients or something like that and push out middle and just hope that he gets to farm a little bit more.
Just trying to, well, did push down that bottom lane, but the TP themselves out straight away. And we're talking about BKBs, I guess also Bulldog. He's looking to join the club. He's got that Ogre Club and closing in on the 2,975 he needs on top to finish off the rest of that.
Yeah, he's going to finish off his BKB, but in the last fight, he didn't have BKB, and he just sat next to the Shadow Fiend Requiem, and he just didn't care. He just took no damage from it. So I think Dendi might have been level 15 at the time, which was... So it was lower damage than it is now, but I still think that this BKB is just, like, insult to injury almost, because he's fine without it.
Oh, Roshan going to be back up in 2 minutes. The longer respawn here. Obviously, Alliance, they would love to find that, so... We may see Alliance just kind of hold off until that Roche is back in the game. Navi themselves maybe looking to press the issue a little bit more. They're starting to push up on this top lane. Still a little bit timid though. Don't want to go too hammers at the moment. I've got this ward here in the jungle. I think he clipped Nuts when he came past, so they know that Alliance are hanging around this position. I believe there is a gem. Yeah, Nuts has got the gem at the moment, so trying to regain and control the map at this point, and that's your BKB done. So BKB now on its way out to Bulldog, and they really want this Roshan Alliance.
Yeah, Nuts is playing the most annoying quap known to man. He's just blinking around with his Yules, with his 4th staff. He's just proving impossible to kill. And any attention that Navi spend trying to kill him is almost completely wasted. And he's just kept this point booster for the longest time. I keep thinking he's going to go Aghanims, but no, it's just one item after the other. He might get
really
it now.
Nice. 8 kills, 8 assists. 2 deaths. I mean, there's not a lot of people who play the quap like this, especially in competitive. I mean, I've heard of rumors of the roaming support quap in pub games, but Nuts, he's got this down to a T. And
really
it's one of the strengths, I guess, of having him in your lineup, that you can pick the quap, and obviously Alliances aside, they can be very versatile, whichever position they want to slot the crop into.
And he's been given so much time to farm. He's got the Yules, 4 staff mana boots, and now his Aghanims at 30 minutes. He's doing just as well as your average maybe middle quap in a game, like with an average performance, say. So he's going to put out quite a lot of damage, even through BKB, so he's going to get this damage despite the BKB on Sven and on Shadow Fiend. And they've also got the Doom to go through BKB, and they've got Alchemist right clicks, which happen to go through BKB. So I think they're going to be pretty good in terms of killing these Radiant heroes.
There we go. Last time we saw Navi go for Roshan and then try and fight off the back of it, and they failed. This time they're going for it again, see if they can come out on top. Weave gets thrown down, and Alliance looks like they're going to wait that one off. Going to a fight at the moment as the debuff. I only caught a couple of them, Loader and Nuts, but still wanting to make sure that they're at their max potential. Navi really want to go Seneca. Oh! That's a big starter. That's going to get 2 down. Huge initiation there for the side of Navi. Ball against the BKB. There'll be a buyback on Bane. Light strike onto Nuts. He 4 staffs away. He will survive. There was a buyback from Ake, but an absolutely huge initiation there from the Sven, and a follow-up beautifully done by Seneko, enabling them to find 2, forcing the buyback out from Ake, and now they'll head into the pit, and that could be the fight that Navi needed to bring themselves back into this one. And if they get Roche as well, that could be game-changing. Yeah,
there's no Tombstone now that Undying's dead, so there's no factor that makes this Roche fight completely impossible for them. And the key thing that happened there was that Seneko ran in with his Shadow Blade with a gem, so he knew they couldn't see him, so he gave the information to Sven. So Sven knew that he could just run in and just get that double stun. That was the key thing there, I think, that let them get the advantage in that fight. Or, I just say, just a murder, really. There wasn't really much fighting going on.
No, it was pretty much Alliance just going, holy, they're just panicking and having to run the hell away. We saw, obviously, the BKBs come out, and I think they were contemplating whether they could turn, but that was them getting caught totally off guard. They did not expect Sven and Lina to be right up in their face like that.
Yeah, so I really like this from Sven. Instead of going for the BKB straight away, he picked up the Blink Dagger, so he can actually do a little bit more in these fights, catch people off guard, and enable things like that to happen more often. Which I think is what they really need at this point. Lotus farm has actually kind of stagnated a bit. He's just sitting on his... He's got AC recipe and a play now, so he's getting pretty close to that. Yeah, he's got the meal on there, but he's had that for a while. I don't think he's going to have trouble staying on targets in this game currently, though.
Nice. I mean, the fact that, Navi can, if they can catch them out again, but they've got to be sneaky about it. We've seen if they try and take a fight head on an Alliance already, you know, the good Tombstone placement from Cinderin. Fights are always going to be very hard for Navi to deal with. So I won't be surprised if we see some more kind of smoke attempts coming out, and especially a lot of use from Seneko. I haven't really talked about him too much, but as you said, just with the Shadow Blade, enabling them to find these positions And now that, as you said, the Sven's got that blink to set something off like that, if they can catch at least two heroes, it's going to be easy pickings for the side of Navi.
Okay, so there's a gem on Cop now, so this is going to be pretty important for making sure that kind of thing doesn't happen. Admiral Bulldog is trying to farm the Ancients and realizing that he's a Doom, and that's kind of a problem doing this. So his team is going to either come over to help him or try and defend middle. I think they might want to defend middle. My Nuts is just standing here waiting to defend. They're going to let this go. Tries to go for the deny, but it wasn't to be.
AC is now
Smoke up from
unloaded.
Alliance for 4 heroes. They're just kind of idling around here.
I guess go for the wraparound across the behind of mid lane. Well, that's actually just using the Sonic Wave here, so he's not going to have that if the fight kicks off within the next 30 seconds. And it might just, they're still smoked up. I think the ping's come out there from Akmo. He's aware that something sneaky's going on. They're not showing themselves, they're not defending the base, so making the prediction that the R&D's smoked up at this point. And of course, they saw Nuts go for the Sonic Wave and bang on. So Navi play it safe, realizing that Alliance are looking for something sneaky.
Lotus sitting on a nice 34 armor, so he's not going to have too many problems with physical DPS currently. Sven is getting close to his BKB if he wants it. Don't know if he wants to go for that. Maybe he still wants to get more auxiliary DPS items instead of going for that, but I think he might want to get it pretty soon. Solar Crest coming on the Dazzle, so there doesn't seem to be... Yeah, there's no MKBs on the side of the Dire, but they do have a lot more magic / AoE damage from the Quap as well. So I don't think you'll see them rushing to MKBs too quickly.
I mean, talking about the Quap, the fact that Nuts has been having a good game, he's mounting to up to 1900 gold now in the bank again. I guess, does he just go straight for the Hex now, or is Shiva's going to be much more suited for this kind of game?
I think Hex is... I think going for single target and focusing a single member of Navi isn't really what you want to go for. I think being much more successful with just going for everyone at once, dealing huge AoE damage so that Navi don't feel comfortable like focusing any hero in particular. So I think I would rather see like a Shiva's or something, or maybe he goes for like even a Refresher for more AoE damage.
Okay, and Sven, he does go for the safe route. You're questioning whether he's going to go for something more aggressive. He sticks with the BKB path. He has got that one done and ready to go for the next fight.
Hold on. Look at your feed. Roshan has been... I can't believe I missed that. Roshan was actually killed by the acid spray.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay. Loader. There we have it.
So Dendi with the best Aegis steal I've ever seen.
That was a pretty good skill shot, that. Hello, talking about the man. Oh, as if that stone clipped him. As if that stone clipped him. He will get the BKB off, and he will be able to ward this one off. And meanwhile, there's actually a Fiend script. They're trying to go in. Denji with a Red Ring gets it off with the Bulldog, but he's already got the BKB. There'll be a Sonic Wave as well. Dichira trying to fight with the BKB, but they've already lost 2. Dichira, he's getting kited about. He's got to be careful. He's actually going to look for the TP out here. Probably the smartest move, and he will get himself away. And they found themselves 2 there. And they will get them indeed. 2 kills for the side of Alliance.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. What they wanted to go for was for Lina to catch him out of Shadowblade with the LSA, and then for Sven to immediately blink on him and keep him stunned for that duration so he didn't have a chance to BKB. He got off and then just walked off. And then they had to take this fight where they just had to cut their losses because they didn't have a full duration Sven ulti or anything like that. They didn't have their damage output. Even though Dendi did get his Requiem off before he got doomed, it just wasn't enough. So they just had to back off and just accept that Akbo and Soneko were just done for. And I think I'm correct now, there are 2 gems on Alliance because he dropped the gem on Soneko.
Yes, also one on Bane here at the moment. Yeah, Bane's got Soneko's gem. Ooh, they'll get the Stormham onto Loader. Just forcing him away from the Ancients here. More money to the bank of Loader.
Alliance have got some really good wards. So they've got a ward that sees almost everyone who wants to farm the Radiant jungle. It's gonna barely catch Soneko coming out of Shadowblade here, so Quap's going to see him here. Don't know if he's going to try and do anything about it. Alliance just also dewarded the ward directly in middle from Navi, so Navi are left a little bit blind. They missed the ward on the top rune. I think they may get that sooner rather than later.
Denti has now got the MKB finished, so I mean this man's going to be packing a punch, and suddenly, of course, the Solar Crest, although they're going to be a little bit less of an issue. So if they can catch Loader out with some of these guns before he gets Chemical Rage off, They have got a chance of taking him down. Of course, as you said before, he's still sitting on a lot of armor. They are going to have to punch through.
Shadowfiend does a bit of reducing that naturally, but I don't think it will quite be enough. I think he's going to need someone else to be hitting this. He's going to need the Alchemist to be stunned. I don't think if Alchemist is BKB'd, then there's a chance that Shadowfiend can kill him. Because unless he gets maybe Tusk Punch or something like that. But Tusk has found it really difficult to get anything done in these fights.
But he's catching up in terms of the farm. You know, he's closing in on the Lotus Orb on top of the Guardian Greaves. Basher is going to be the item of choice here for Loda. So this map, he really is going for the full lock onto someone, take them down. I mean, so far it's been working out. He's been having a pretty good game, Loda. 4 kills, 13 assists. He's only died once in the match. Of course, he did get that very sweet Roshan steal. So all things said and done, still looking good for the side of Alliance. But Navi, they're not out and they're not down yet. They have still got a chance if they can find themselves another favourable fight. But they're going to have to be very clever about it because we've seen how hard it is to fight into Alliance. Because you just look at Alliance's heroes and they are getting very, very tanky now.
Yeah, Nut seems to be going for a Scythe of Vice with, I assume, this is a Scythe. So they do want just to be able to catch out, maybe Hex the Dazzle when they're going on the Shadow Fiend, something like that, just so they make sure that the target they're focusing does in fact die. Akko is still trying to get to his Lotus Orb, as he said, but he should get it in the next few waves. And I think this Lotus Orb will go some way to making sure that Doom will be a little bit more reluctant about immediately jumping the Shadow Fiend, provided they've already got the Lotus Orb on him.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the thing. If they do have the Lotus Orb on the Shadow Fiend, say you do pop the Scorched Earth, but you really need to cancel the record, you still just leave it up to the rest of your team. You don't bother committing the Doom and tanking it yourself.
I think if the fight is dependent completely on the Requiem going off, then I think it's definitely worth it to do it. But I think you just want to wait out the Lotus Orb in most cases, and then hope that your team backs off for the duration of the Lotus Orb, and then as soon as it runs out, you go back in. Loda's going to pick up his Haste Rune. He's getting very close to an Abyssal. Don't know if he's going to buy it straight up, but he might. But they probably want to save buyback just in case the worst happens.
Roshan, again, it's going to be the point that both teams are looking for. 1 minute until he's back up. Alliance hanging around the pit. We've seen the fights kick off there time and time again. Obviously the side of Alliance finding the upper hand most of the time. Last time at the back end of it, we did see them get that nice pick off just around this clutch point. Navi, I'm just going to look for the correct opening to jump in. Lotus Orb now complete on Akma. And they're going to smoke. Here's the time to smoke. They know that Alliance don't have any vision here. They have the Sentry down. Let's see what they can get with this. This could be big for the side of Navi if they can find something with it. They'll move up, but it's going to get dispelled straight away and the pings come out. They know it's there. They've got the ward down.
It's so hard to do these smoke games as Navi. The only ward that they have up on the map is just not this one on the bot range. A Tombstone goes up on the high ground, so that's the Lotus Orb done. It's going to run out right now. Akmo is just running away from Nuts. Seneko going for the stun, gets used immediately.
Oh, looks like no one's really going to be able to follow through with any of these connections. If anything, that does mean, well, Tombstone it's going to be down when Roshan respawns. So if Navi can get themselves back in on time, they might have a bit of a better fighting chance.
It's getting more and more difficult for Navi to stay here, though. All the lanes are pushing in. There's like 4 range creeps on top lane, so that tower is looking to start taking some damage. Middle lane is pushing in past, so this feels like a rather awkward stalemate for Navi. Again, Denny's just going to go and start hitting it. It's going to go down quite quickly with 2 people hitting it and the solo.
God strength as well. They're just going all in for this. They know they need to. 12 seconds until Tombstone. Bulldog comes in. He's trying to fight here. He's moving in. He will drop the tomb. And did get dropped onto Ditcheron. The Sonic Wave. They've found one. They've already found one kill. Alliance. Can they find themselves anything more? Ditcheron still trying to fight with the God strength. They'll get off the red whip, but it doesn't matter. Navi, they lose Dendy. They'll lose Ditcheron as well. Sven, he did manage to pick up the Aegis. In fact, he's still alive. Now the Aegis will be popped. Akmo again has had to get himself out of this one. BKB's already been used on this man. The stun will fly through. Ditcheron being controlled by the bashes, by the right clicks. It's another kill for Alliance. And again, 4 kills away. Navi did this time manage to avoid having Roshan being stolen by Alliance, but it doesn't matter. They may have got the Aegis, but again, they lose 4. And when you're losing fights like this time and time again, it's getting hard for me to see how they can come back into this one run.
What's really crucial here is Admiral Bulldog is just making the decision just to go. He just realizes that Roach is dying quickly and he just blinks in. he sees that the SF has Lotus Orb up, so he quickly changes, dooms Ditira, and then runs out of there. And that gives time for the Shadow Fiend to do what he wants, but he can't do anything. Because there's an AC out, there's a Shiva's Doom, so his physical damage is minimized completely. And then you've just got Doom's, like, he's just sitting there zoning out all these heroes. And trying to just hoping that he can do something. And now the Rax is just gonna die.
Rax is yeah, melting. Absolutely disappearing to the force of Alliance. And that's just
now that's a
Hex. Yeah. This is getting harder and harder for Navi at this point. Let's have a look at graphs. 15k really starting to tail off in terms of overall difference, and Seneko, I was gonna say, you don't want to come around this corner. You do not want to come around this corner. And they'll hold it off for a bit, Navi, but this is going to be quite something if Navi can swing themselves back into this. As there's an Abyssal now on your Alchemist. And 2.2k gold on top of it as well.
If you look at what Navi can do to try and change this tide event, I think that Ditira needs to go for his next item. He needs to get an MKB or something like that. He just needs more damage. Dendi isn't going to get much stronger than he already is. Like, SF is pretty much at the peak of his power currently. He's not going to get many more items. Because it's just so difficult. They have to run as like 2 or 3 just for him to farm the jungle even. So Seneco's getting pretty close to an axe. He's 500 gold off, but that will prove very useful for killing the Alp because he's still only sitting on 2.1k HP. Getting that ult off is quite difficult because in the past fights, this Quaff has just been looking for him the entire fight. Whenever he's trying to get an LSA off, he just gets yours in the middle of it. He gets blinked on Shadow Strike, that kind of thing, and it just makes it so hard for Seneca to actually get any visibility.
Well, we have to push. Aghanim's now on Bulldog. He's very much ready to fight, ready to jump on anyone who dares come out. And as you said, Aghanim's done on Luna, so they will have something else to offer them. And Alliance, so they're not going to stick around for this one. Might have to think about sending someone up to this top lane, as it was pushed right in by the side of Navi.
Yeah, then he's desperately trying to ramp up his damage here. He's got the Crystallis, so they're trying to get to the point where Loda has to feel a bit worried, or maybe the Doom has to feel a bit worried when he blinks onto the Shadow Fiend. They've still got quite a bit of way to go in order to get enough damage to actually make these heroes feel worried. Okay, Undying's going to pick up a point booster, so he's going to start going for an Aghanims now. Judging by the rate this game is going, I don't know if he's going to be able to finish it before they win, but be interesting to see Shadow Fiend just lose like a quarter of his health immediately.
And the Aghanims is going to be pretty nasty in these fights that Navi have been looking for. Especially the way that they just throw themselves into the enemy team and get themselves up close and personal.
Yeah, Navi's having a bit of a problem pushing out these waves, and now that Natus is going to pick up his boots of travel, I think it's only going to get worse. Him and Cinderella are just going to be farming out this top lane. They're going to take the Radiant Ancients. They're just taking all these sources of farm away from Navi, so they're out farming them, they're out pushing them, and eventually they're going to be able to go high ground. Okay, BKB forced out.
Yeah.
Blink Abyssal Blade. This is terrifying.
And he had a DD rune on this out. I mean, yeah, you got to put that BKB every time, but as you said, that just creates an opening here for Alliance. Top lane pushed in. Loda starts to get the power down onto this tier 2. They'll almost certainly probably look for more. Maybe see if they can try for a second set of racks. They do not have fortification either on the side of Navi. Still on cooldown. This could be the opening that Alliance are looking for to finally break the base a second time. Maybe even look to end the game.
Navi need almost a perfect fight here.
Here we go, snowballing in Ditira, gets the stun out, but the BKB's already in from Bulldog. They'll try and turn Loda, got the BKB out as well. The Luna Blade comes through with a Sonic Wave, onto 2, onto 3, in fact, they're trying to still fight here. The Weed bringing their armor down fairly low, but Fiend's onto Ditira will be shallow graved up. Dendi trying to mind fight against Bulldog, they'll both end up going down. Bulldog trading his life there for Dendi, there'll be a buyback here on Dendi, a buyback as well from Ditira. At the same time, the Brain Sap finishes off Akmo, Snake moving in with the Shadow Blade, seeing if they can find some kills in return. They'll get the Storm Hammer onto Ake, they'll get the Light Strikes follow through as well. Sentry's being dropped, they'll get the Vision, they'll find the kill. Loda throws back the Concoction onto Ditira. So it is a 2 for 3 at the moment. Navi buying back on 2 of those 3 heroes though. Both Ditira and Dendi had to expend their buyback there to hold the base. But they do just that. The top racks will remain intact.
I think Alliance are more than happy to do that again and again. Okay, Loda's sitting on 6k gold. I don't know if he's going to do anything like... Actually, I don't know why Cinderin decided to go Aghanims. Loda could have just bought it for him considering his farm, but... I think they may have just completely forgotten about that or something. Artstyle sitting on 2k, he might go for like a 4-star or something like that, maybe just to get the Sven out of trouble. Because the Sven got full duration Fiend Script in that fight. Because the Tombstone and the Quap forced 4 members of Navi all the way around into their own base. Even though they got buybacks to kill some of the diving Alliance heroes, it still caused the Sven to have a full duration grip on him, so he couldn't do anything, he just had to sit there and die.
Oh. He did buy nags. And
Oh, he did.
okay, so Sin started to build one. Loda said, "Nah, buddy, I got your back. Take this." And well, Sin, nice point booster, bro.
Yeah. I don't know, you could go for Octarine Core and then decays every like 3 seconds. That'd be good.
That's true. Let's see him do that. Let's indeed see him do that.
Undying just grows into the sky.
But maybe this is the surprise tactic. See, Alliance will look at Navi will look at Cinder and they'll be like, he's just got the point booster, and they won't look at the buff because they'll just expect him to be building it himself. And then suddenly, Sin turns up, steals a bazillion health, and you've lost the game. We'll see if that comes into play in the next fight.
Yeah, this has got to put Undying high up on the priority list to kill, because if they don't kill him quickly, they're going to lose so much health on their cores, and Sven's going to lose damage, Shadow Fiend's going to die almost instantaneously. God knows what's going to happen to supports if they get hit by that, but... Yeah, okay. Alliance are moving together, they kill the courier with 4.8k on it.
Oh, what did I have on? I don't know if I've got the courier hotkey mapped out. Can you check? Have you got the courier hotkey, Ryan?
I'm a noob, I don't even have courier hotkeys.
Oh, come on, Ryan.
Sorry, dude.
Well, it probably has... I don't think it mattered what I had on. Probably not. It probably wasn't good. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
I'm willing to say it had 2 demon edges on it.
Alright, let's see what Navi can do without the 4.8k. And it doesn't look to be enough. That's the racks down top. Second set of racks here for the boys. Okay, they're going to stun off onto Nuts with the 4k Fiend Scripts there. Loda's moving as well as BKB himself will get the stun thrown back onto Akmo. And actually Abyssals himself, Loda. It's still cool though, they'll get themselves a kill. No, the stun was there, they'll keep Ichiro alive. Moving on to Ake still alive, Glimmer Cape top. Now Akmo's the one in trouble, Bulldog closing the gap and will take him down. There'll be 3 down on the moment on the side, and RV buyback here from Seneko. Artstar will grave himself once again, the classic play. Seneko's come back in here with a buyback, can he try and turn this? Artstar will still go down. Cinderin with literally a bazillion HP at the moment, thanks to the Aghanim's. There'll be a snowball forward, Cinderin moving in with the decays. Seneko's got to run, he's got to hide. They're actually turning around there, they found a kill onto Nuts, and now Cinderin, he might be in trouble as well. Bulldog and Ake turning up, but they've got his back. They want to try and keep Cinder alive, they may even try and turn here. They're going to try and move back in onto this one. Cinderin going in with the decays. Akmo's got the Lotus Orb on him. Can they actually find anything else here, Navi? It doesn't look like they will, as the fight will settle off. No, Bulldog and Sin. Okay, they'll walk back in. They'll take a snowball to the face. Sin, again with these decays. 3.4k HP at the moment on this man. The punches onto Bulldog. They put the Glimmer Cape. Do they have the detection? No, they don't. They won't. Can you get the MKB? You won't get the proc.
That is quite unfortunate. Okay, Doom's got his own Aghanim's. So, I think the Sven blinked on the Quap and tried to focus him. The Quap immediately got the Yules off, he got glimmered, then Sven got gripped and doomed. So I think that was an overkill. The Sven even lived for a bit longer than that, so I wouldn't say that was the perfect fight for Alliance, but given that they've already got 2 racks and they're already working on pushing the bottom lane, I think they're doing just fine here.
Yeah, this is I'm in the swing still. Yeah. We're at an over 30,000 gold lead now for Alliance. I mean, I don't think there's any way you can lose a game now like this.
Well, I'd never go as far to say that, but okay. So Undying's going to pick up a Solar Crest because Loda had to get rid of his for inventory space for his Blink Dagger, so we can actually get on people. Quap is going for Octarine Core, as you do. Actually, yeah, this game is pretty difficult to lose. Although the career's coming up, so
yeah,
that means
let's have a look. Let's see what it was. Were you right?
2 demon edges.
Ah, you were right. There we go, Ryan. That's why we give you the big bucks. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that. Ryan confirmed TI6. Beautiful. Oh, ended. really, I don't think he's confirmed anything at the moment. He's just been doomed. But Bulldog moving in with the Shiva's guard as well. They get the Fiend's grip off, and the concoction onto Akbo. Akbo in a lot of trouble. There'll be a Shadow Break from Artstar. This time he doesn't use it on himself. Akbo being kept alive for a bit. They'll find the bashes though. Two to be popped up Cinder and keeping it alive there with the Soul Rip. They finished off the kill onto Akbo. No speaking for. Gets the scream. Right clicks onto Artstar. Artstar gets just dropped to the face there from Sin. Double kill from the man. That loader will stun himself here. Nuts moving in for more. Gets the Hex off. Bulldog's also still chasing down Dendy with the Doom. Dendy's actually turning it. Oh, Bulldog. Okay, sir, you're dead. Dendy. Hello. No.
Oh dear.
No. And Ditchera, we saw him do some amazing things in the games yesterday. This time, the amazing things happened to him. It's GG. No, Navi lost. Alliance have taken the game 41-16. What a performance from the guys, and Navi, they tried their best, but the lead just got greater and greater. And I've got to be honest, Loader's performance in the Alchemist was pretty damn good, right?
Yeah, I think he did everything he needed to do. He played the team fights correctly, he did decent in the lane. Time they tried to interfere with his stacks, Navi got punished for it. And then I think this game really turned around when it was looking okay for Navi, and then they decided to go for Roche. And then they got absolutely massacred again and again. So,
absolutely. And Nuts, you got to talk about my Nuts. I mean, look at that. Absolutely massive.
He just had the whole map to himself. Yeah. He could farm wherever he wanted, blink on whoever he wanted. There was no punishment for it. Yeah.
Honestly, there's no
fun playing like that.
No dicking around from my Nuts today. But there we have it. Game 1 goes to Alliance. Myself, ODPixel, and Ryan will be back very shortly for Game 2. So do not go anywhere.